Going sober is not easy, but it is achievable. You can do it. And it's all a process. Even though I am sober, I like to call it my self-love journey instead of my sober journey. It was just this big thing for me. I wanted to start healing, so I started journaling, meditating, and doing other things like focusing on self-care and self-love. When I quit alcohol, I was still smoking weed, and I just felt like that was preventing me from becoming the best version of myself. It was preventing me from connecting with myself and just digging deep and really getting to know me, because it wasn't something I wanted to do. It was just a habit, and it was a negative habit. So I had to ask myself, why am I still doing it? Why do I still run to it? When I sat with myself and asked myself, why do I go to weed? What tempts me? What is it? And it's not the substance itself, but it was things like feelings or people. I had lost control of myself. I had lost control of my feelings, of my thoughts. I was going to that substance when I was feeling angry, when I would get sad, or even when I'd be happy, because there was still times where I felt like I didn't deserve to be happy. I didn't want to feel mad. I didn't want to feel sad. I didn't want to feel angry, because those are, they're not the best feelings, but we have those feelings for a reason. But I just thought of them as negative. I was still in that mindset, and I was still trying to learn that being angry is okay, being sad is okay, crying is okay. That doesn't make you weak. You have to feel those feelings in order to let go. I was just running to weed so I wouldn't feel angry, so I wouldn't cry, so I wouldn't feel sad or none of that. I had to stop. That doesn't help me get to the root cause. That's not helping in any way. So, what can I do? What are other helpful ways that I can deal with these emotions, deal with what I'm going through? Just having that thought, having that feeling of going sober is the first step. That willingness of wanting to go sober. I had the thought and I had the feeling. The feeling was very strong, but then the thoughts were, no, maybe I could just do it moderately. I could do it here and there. Maybe I'm just overreacting. A lot of people drink alcohol. A lot of people smoke weed or do whatever other substance because they want to numb themselves. Even when people just say, oh, it's to relax a little bit, to deal with stress, to deal with anxiety, it's because you want to numb those feelings instead of getting to the root cause. And instead of just properly relaxing, you think that's relaxing. That's not relaxing. Take time for yourself. Take care of yourself. When people do quit, and they quit for a while and then they go back to it, they see themselves as a quitter. They see themselves as they can't do anything. You feel like a failure because you didn't stay committed to staying sober. Don't focus on that. Focus on that time that you were sober, even if it was just a week, 2 weeks, a month, whatever it was. Focus on that, because that is some type of growth. That is something. And that is something that a lot of people can't do. When I stopped doing everything, it was for a month. And that month was everything to me. The first 2 days, I was like, what? I felt very proud of myself. And a lot of people can't do that. I was drinking for a long time already. I was drinking every day. I was blacking out almost every day. I was smoking lots of weed. I was doing coke. And other people are doing all those things too. And they can't stop just for one day. So be proud of yourself. It takes a lot of vulnerability because you're being real with yourself. You're being the real you. When you're drinking alcohol and under all of these substances, you feel like you're not worth of anything. You can't be happy, you won't be loved, and it's true. People will not love you like that, and that's because you don't even love yourself like that. You say you can't stop, and by you saying you can't stop, you won't stop. You speak into existence, and the way that you feel about yourself, your thoughts become your actions. So if you think that you can't stop, you won't stop. There's probably people that just stop completely, literally one day to another, like they just stop. That wasn't the case for me, and that's not the case for a lot of people. I think it's harder that way. I get it, you're set on quitting forever, but that just puts a lot of pressure on you. So what I did was I decided to take breaks at first. And I suggest people doing that, like start off with a week. And if you go back to it one day, okay, whatever. And then do 2 weeks, and then 3 weeks, and 4 weeks. Let's say you stopped for a week. When you stop, and if you do go back to, if you go back to drinking or doing what other substance, sit down with yourself and ask yourself, how did you feel? How did you feel while you were drinking? How did you feel when you weren't drinking? What was the difference?